and it's like now we're supposed to this or that. I'm supposed to look a certain way. It's almost like there's somebody watching me other than me, but of course that's not really true. I mean, if I were on live television right now and that was the camera sitting over there and it just had the little red light on it or something. I did that in Japan in 1983, and it was like it was actually a lot easier than sitting in front of 5,000 people in an auditorium. I mean, there were 3 million people watching us in Japan on live television, and I thought it was actually easier than sitting in an auditorium with 6,000 people in it, which we had done that same week at Osaka Music Hall. And we had actually performed to a full house. I mean, Jesus, it was a full house. I couldn't believe it. And we did a really good performance, and it was, oh my God, it was electrifying. We're like singing for this full house in this incredible auditorium. The acoustics were state of the art. They had just rebuilt it from top to bottom. It had all brand new paneling and acoustic optimizations, and it was just incredible to be in there and to be singing in that room. And that's like a memory that, you know, it comes back to me. Light is like bright, clear. I played a bass solo, or it wasn't so much a bass solo as I played a bass part where it was a men's choir, and mostly what we were doing was just singing these tunes with piano accompaniment, or some of them were, as I recall, some of them were actually a cappella. But this one particular one, I had a bass part, and because of the fact that it was bass with the choir, it was fairly stark, so I had a pretty upfront part to play on the bass, and it was fabulous. I had a great time playing it, and that was like for like 6,500 people or whatever Osaka Music Hall holds when it's full. And that was like awesome. And then we were on national television for like 3 million people or whatever watched this show, and all we were looking at was this camera with a red light on it, and it was easy. It was just kind of surreal that we were sitting there and we were just singing to this camera that was pointed at us with a red light on it. I think they had, 2 or 3 cameras, and the red light would go from one to the other. But I just remember looking at this one camera, and it's kind of like that in here. I've got this camera turned on, and I'm talking to the camera. I'm sort of, if there's somebody watching this, okay, I'm talking to you, and this is me, and I'm talking to you, and I suppose I probably look halfway intelligent. Maybe I'm good looking or something. Who knows what the something would be, but it's kind of like this drill of being on camera, and I've got my contact lenses that are kind of feeling like they're drying out or something. And I have this thing of, okay, relax your face, relax your eyes so they're not like squinting or something, and just communicate. So here I am just communicating, and I'm not quite sure if my head's level, Am I a level-headed kind of guy? I guess that's part of the it's part of the drill. Am I a level-headed kind of guy, or do I look do I have a tilt to my head? Am I tilting? Am I tilting? Is this tilting? Or how about this? So this is tilting. So now I'm tilting my head, and that's not level-headed. So now I'm sort of more level-headed. So I think I'm hopefully looking better on camera than I did the first couple of times I tried this. I've expressed a few things. It's kind of an oratorial sort of disposition I'm taking here on this. Sort of like candid interview with no interviewer. I'm just the interviewee, and I'm sort of interviewing myself sort of vicariously just by thinking up things to say and then saying them. There's no scripting here. So this is sort of like a reality show. It's totally unscripted, even though I sort of have some idea what I'm talking about, and I'm talking about something. I guess it's somewhat relevant, Like one of the things that I haven't figured out yet is how to set the focus on this thing so that I actually have the focus locked down so it can't change. So occasionally it'll sort of zap here and there and change a little bit. Well, I guess also I have sort of a different exposure on the camera this time than I did the last couple of times, and it's going to look different. Hopefully I like the way it looks when it comes out. But the bottom line is I'm continuing to do this. I'm continuing to drill, being on camera and sort of looking at the camera and talking and if anything sort of concentrating on not concentrating on how my face looks, but actually just concentrate on communicating to whoever might be watching this at the other end of the camera. And the you know, there's this sort of effort to smile at a certain point, or to kind of put in an obligatory smile to make it look good on camera. It's all these things to make myself look good on camera. Well, I have to look good on camera now. I'm on camera. I have to look good, you know. I have to smile now. I mean, that probably just looked phonier than shit. And I'm working these things out kind of as I go. I suppose I'm happy with how much progress I'm making that way. I think I'm making some kind of progress. I think if I did comparatives between the very first one I did and then the second one and then this one, I would say the lighting on this one's probably going to be better. It's probably a bit richer looking. It's like the staging of it's a little bit nicer maybe. And then also the colors are probably better. I think the actual exposure setting is better. The light, the choice of lighting that I picked I think is better. I have diffusion on the lights that I set up so that there's not bad shadows, but there's actually a little bit of a shadow. And then I have this thing about relaxing my face and relaxing my eyes. So hopefully the communication's getting across without these vias, without feeling like I have to, you know, tweak my mouth a certain way or smile a certain way. It kind of comes and goes, you know, I feel it coming in and sort of hitting. And then you know, like I have to do something. It's really weird, you know. It's like there is like me making my mouth do something. It's kind of like how you, when you talk, you know, you're making yourself talk, you're making yourself do something. But there's this difference when I have my face more relaxed versus when it's not relaxed. And it's sort of like an automaticity of some kind, where at one point I'm just talking and it's clearly just communicating. And then there will be this little instant where I throw in some kind of a circuitous automaticity, a sort of a now I'm supposed to. I can't believe it, the fucking heater's coming on. That's ridiculous. Okay, well I'm going to end this off. This has been really successful, I think. And until next time, have a good evening and good night.